Capcom brought Mega Man back from the dead in 2018. Mega Man 11 became the best-selling game in the entire franchise, and Capcom's response to that success was to abandon him for another 9 years. Now Mega Man Dual Override is finally revealed at Gamescom ahead of its 2027 release, but this isn't just another comeback story. Capcom already proved that people still wanted Mega Man. It had the audience, the sales, and the successful modern blueprint. Then it did absolutely nothing with them. So why did one of gaming's most recognisable characters have to disappear all over again? For much of his history, Mega Man's problem was never the lack of games, it was trying to keep track of all of them. The original series was joined by Mega Man X, Mega Man Zero, Mega Man Legends, Battle Network, Star Force and ZX. Then came handheld releases, remakes, collections, spin-offs and enough alternative versions to make choosing one feel like a small administrative task. Mega Man wasn't just a series. For a while, he was practically a department inside Capcom. That constant output helped transform him into one of gaming's most recognisable characters, but it also meant several different branches of the franchise were competing for attention at the same time. By the 2000s, Capcom could release multiple Mega Man games within a single year. Some found dedicated audiences, others produced diminishing returns. No single announcement ended the party. The release simply became less dependable, different branches stalled, and planned projects began disappearing. After Mega Man 10 arrived in 2010, several high-profile cancellations made the situation considerably worse. Mega Man Universe was cancelled, Mega Man Legends 3 was cancelled, and a darker reboot known as Maverick Hunter was developed and abandoned before the public had officially seen it. Keiji Inafune, one of the figures most closely associated with Mega Man, also left Capcom in 2010. The franchise had gone from being almost impossible to escape to being represented largely through re-releases, merchandise and appearances in other games. Mega Man still existed, he just didn't seem to have a future. And for a character originally built around defeating A-themed robots in whichever order you fancy, Capcom appeared remarkably unsure about where he should go next. That finally changed during Mega Man's 30th anniversary celebrations. In December 2017, Capcom revealed Mega Man 11 for the first completely new entry in the classic series since Mega Man 10. The important thing was that Capcom didn't treat it like an enormous reinvention. It was still a side-scrolling action game built around familiar fundamentals: run, jump, shoot, defeat robot masters and take the weapons. The presentation was modernised and the double gear system added a new mechanical hook, but it still looked and behaved like Mega Man. That matters because Mega Man occupies an unusual position inside Capcom. He is historically important enough to be one of the company's defining characters, but his traditional games are much smaller than its modern blockbusters. A new Resident Evil or Monster Hunter can justify a huge development team, years of marketing and expectations measured in millions of copies. Mega Man is different. The appeal is partly that these games are focused, immediate and comparatively modest. Expanding one until it fits the economics of a modern blockbuster could destroy precisely what makes it work. Mega Man 11 found a convincing middle ground. It didn't attempt to turn Mega Man into an open world crafting adventure where Dr. Wily's latest scheme is spread across 80 hours and 17 map icons. It was simply a polished new Mega Man game, and commercially, it worked. Capcom's current sales data places Mega Man 11 at 2.3 million copies, making it the best-selling individual Mega Man title in the franchise. The wider series has now sold 43 million units. Those numbers are modest beside Capcom's biggest properties, but this wasn't a failed experiment being kept alive by nostalgia. It was evidence that a traditional Mega Man game could still find a substantial modern audience. You might therefore expect Mega Man 11 to establish a new rhythm for the series, not annual sequels. Nobody needed Capcom to recreate the saturation that helped exhaust the franchise in the first place, but perhaps one new game every few years, rotating between classic series and its various branches. Instead, the collections continued while completely new mainline releases disappeared again. The exact reason for that delay has never been fully explained, so this is where confirmed history ends and reasonable interference begins. Mega Man may have suffered from the way modern Capcom prioritises development. The company has enjoyed enormous success by concentrating its resources around franchises capable of producing blockbuster sales. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter and Street Fighter. Against those games, 2 1.3 million copies can be both a genuine success and not necessarily enough to put Mega Man at the front of the queue, there was also the question of ownership inside the company. Producer Kazuhiro Tsushida helped lead Mega Man's return through the Legacy Collections and Mega Man 11, but reportedly left Capcom in 2023. The first long absence had already demonstrated what can happen when a franchise strongly associated with a particular creators lose its internal champion. None of this proves that Capcom deliberately shelved a finished sequel or spent 9 years rejecting Mega Man games. We don't have enough evidence for that, but the pattern suggests a franchise that remains valuable enough to preserve, re-releases and merchandise without being treated as an active pillar requiring a steady supply of new games. Mega Man hadn't vanished in a literal sense. Capcom continued releasing collections, including the successful Battle Network Legacy Collection, while Mega Man X Dive served the mobile market, but collections preserve a history, they don't continue it. This is why Mega Man Dual Override matters. Revealed at the Gamescom Awards in December 2025, it is a new entry in the Classic Collection platform and series, scheduled for 2027 across PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, Switch 2 and PC. Its new Gamescom showcase gives us our clearest look yet, while players at the event are finally getting their hands on it for the first time. Capcom hasn't revealed anything yet, and this isn't the point where we pretend a short demonstration has answered every question about the finished game. What matters is the statement behind it. By the time Dual Override launches, almost 9 years have passed since Mega Man 11. This is longer than the gap Mega Man 11 originally returned from. Capcom has recently spoken about growing underutilised series such as Mega Man back into the core intellectual properties. Alongside the return of Onimusha and the development of the new Okami, Dual Override appears to be part of a broader effort to use more of the company's history. The game itself could be excellent, but the more important test begins after its release. Will Dual Override establish a future for Mega Man, with new projects appearing at a substantial pace? Could it eventually create opportunities for Mega Man X, Legends, or another branch that has spent decades waiting? Or will it succeed, disappear into Capcom's sales figures, and leave fans repeating the same conversation in 2036? Mega Man doesn't need to be everywhere again. The franchise has already demonstrated the danger of exhausting itself. It just needs Capcom to stop treating every successful return like permission for another disappearance. That is ultimately what makes this comeback feel both exciting and strangely cautious. Mega Man has already passed this test once. Capcom asked whether a traditional new game could still sell, and Mega Man 11 answered with the strongest individual sales in the franchise's history. Dual Override shouldn't need to prove that Mega Man deserves to exist. It needs to prove that Capcom has finally worked out what to do with him after the celebration ends. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to Parasine for more gaming retrospectives and stories, and let me know in the comments which Mega Man series should Capcom bring back after Dual Override. A massive thank you to the channel members for supporting the channel, and if films and television are more your thing, you can find my retrospectives over on Parascreen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.